President Trump is asking, why didn't the Democrats release the Jeffrey Epstein files when they controlled the White House under Biden? And now, all of a sudden, the Wall Street Journal publishes this headline yesterday, accusing the president of sending a letter for an album for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday in 2003 when he turned 50. President Trump says it is not a real letter. They also write in this Wall Street Journal article that there was a letter from Alan Dershowitz, the former attorney. The article states Dershowitz's letter included a mock-up of a Vanity Unfair magazine cover with mock headlines such as "Who was Jack the Ripper? Was it Jeffrey Epstein?" And to that, Professor Dershowitz told the Wall Street Journal, they write there in the article, "It's been a long time and I don't recall the content of what I may have written." I'm pleased to bring in now to the broadcast to talk about this and also the potential for a defamation suit now President Trump has against Wall Street Journal, Professor Emeritus at Harvard Law School, Alan Dershowitz himself, and this is his new book you see right here on the screen. He's the author of many great books, his most recent one, The Preventative State. Sir, a pleasure to have you. Thanks for joining us here today.
So I asked the Wall Street Journal reporter to send me a copy of what they claim I sent Epstein because I want to see if it's authentic. I want to see if it has my signature,
Sure.
and they refused to send it to me. As far as I know, they refused to send it to President Trump as well. Why would the Wall Street Journal not send those people that they were writing stories about the claimed letters so that we could authenticate them? I have no idea whether I sent a Vanity Unfair. My wife and I don't think that's anything I would do. And President Trump doesn't think he would have drawn something like that. So it may be that the whole book of the letters was something contrived by people just to make up mock-ups. I just don't know. Maybe I did send him something. I knew him then. It was years and years and years before he was accused of anything improper. And he sent me birthday presents, and I probably sent him birthday greetings. But I have no idea what's authentic. So let me challenge the Wall Street Journal right here on television. Please send me what you think I said about him, and send President Trump what you think they sent about him, what he sent about him, and we'll tell you whether it's authentic or not. I can't tell you it's authentic based on a telephone call.
There's a chance, though, that the Wall Street Journal, in some of this reporting, didn't actually have the physical document in front of them, so maybe they couldn't send it to you. They didn't publish it. We know that, which opens up the question of a defamation lawsuit. Now, President Trump says he intends to sue Rupert.
The reporter had it, but he couldn't send it to me. That was very suspicious. I mean, normally when they ask you, did you write something? They send you a copy of it, a Xerox copy, and then you authenticate it. I know my signature. I know my handwriting. So let them send it to me and let's see if it's real. Look, first of all, there's nothing to it at all. Yeah, so somebody writes him a birthday greeting years before he was ever accused of anything. Vanity Unfair. That's a clever. I wish I had come up with that. Vanity Unfair. I have no recollection of ever calling Vanity Fair Vanity Unfair. I might have, but it's 22, 23 years ago. Let's see the evidence.
And one thing you've been very forthright and clear upon is that you represented Epstein and you knew that you would be part of whatever documents were in these files. And a lot of people look at this video that's on our screen right now, Professor Dershowitz, and says, yes, Donald Trump never denies knowing Jeffrey Epstein. He was a member of Mar-a-Lago before he kicked him out. So the fact that there may be something in there, which President Trump does say is fake, and it is not, he says it's not his letter. But even if there was something, what gives? There is a statute of limitations. There's all sorts of things that are going on here. Why is this now something where the Democrats never cared, but all of a sudden, very high interest here with this publication?
What this reminds me of when Geraldo Rivera said he's going to open up Al Capone's vault, and everybody in the world watched on television as he opened it up, and there was nothing in it. I think that's what's happening here. I don't think when all these documents come out, and they will come out, and they should come out, I've called for them to come out from day one. I don't think we're going to see anything. We're going to see two groups of people who've already been publicly accused, people like George Mitchell and Bill Richardson and Ehud Barak. Everybody knows they've been accused. They may have been falsely accused. We don't know, but we know that. Then there are a couple of names of people that haven't been released, but these are obscure people. I know who they are. Nobody's ever heard of them. So I don't think there are any smoking guns here.
To that point, what will come out? We know U.S. Attorney General, the Attorney General Pam Bondi, is going to try and get this grand jury testimony unsealed. I don't know how simple that process is. Some say you can't just say you want it. You need to really compel a judge. Will she be able to unseal some of these transcripts here? And even if they then redact them and release them, what do you see that process being like? And would there be anything in there that's of interest?
I don't think so. There shouldn't be redactions. Everything should come out. Let me give you an example. A woman named Sarah Ransom said she had videotapes of Donald Trump, of Bill Clinton, of Hillary Clinton, of Richard Branson, and other people, videotapes of them having sex with young children. And she wrote to the New York Post, a woman named Maureen Callahan. You can confirm it with her. And then investigation, but she made up the whole story. So, we know there are people who've made up stories. In my case, a woman accused me, and then she acknowledged that she may have confused me with somebody else, may have misidentified me and withdrew her lawsuit. So we don't know what the status is of the accusations against Bill Richardson, who's no longer alive, of George Mitchell, who's old and retired, of these other people. We don't know.
Right here at this moment, with everything you do know about President Trump, about Epstein, about, your relationship with Epstein, is there anything that concerns you about what may be in there or what may be to follow?
No, not at all. I mean, there's nothing incriminating about Donald Trump, nothing incriminating about Bill Clinton, nothing incriminating about me, nothing incriminating about other people. But there are accusations, and there are some women who collected a lot of money based on these accusations. But he collected them. A lot of the money was collected even after Epstein died. So, believe women, but investigate their claims. With Sarah Ransom, they investigated the claims, and she finally had to admit she made up the entire
Well, I think,
story. And after
I think the
submitting
next move will be
four
what?
and a half days-
Yeah, well, there you have it. I think the next move, we'll see what happens with the defamation lawsuit in Wall Street Journal, in addition to what Pam Bondi gets unsealed today. Professor Dershowitz,
Why isn't the media looking into Sarah Ransom? The media loves stories of accusations, but when we have clear proof of a false,
I hope you get your letter.
under oath, the media ought to look into that, and there ought to be an indictment against
Professor
this.
Dershowitz, I hope you get your letter so you can verify the contents of it as you asked that reporter. So really appreciate your time. Come back. Come back anytime, sir. It's good to have you.
Likewise. Thank you.